So like daily topics. What's been in the news today?
Stop thinking forward.
No, I'm thinking now. What's been in the news today, bro?
Have you watched it?
No.
We don't look at the news.
That's what I mean. But how weird is that? It's like a thought.
But that's
But that's like leaning into like separation.
Yeah, but that's the good thing about.
Like outside of like general.
Yeah. Not being in the loop.
Mm-hmm.
I'm way out of the loop. I'm in a shed every day. What are you gonna do?
I'm out of a loop and I'm in a cycle. So let's go. My calves.
I'm gonna be fucking drunk by the end of this one.
Us. Get it.
It's been in this bottle since 1870.
He's sending me away, man. Fucking giant.
So, how's school?
Yeah, great. I loved it.
Oh, right.
No.
Mate, the school is a cannon.
Yeah, you just
Sat
jump
in this
in.
barrel for
And
like
then
the
they
longest time, just like.
and then they spit you out.
Right.
And it's not even like a cannon really, it's more like a...
It's a sound.
Yeah. Here's everything we taught you.
Breaks the barrier.
There's
It just
nothing
happens
going
so fucking quick.
Yeah.
Shoo.
I think it's like a really civilised prison. Which you get to go home from.
Oh.
So you have to go
What's it?
there.
It
You have
was
to go there every day.
It was Hogwarts, wasn't it? We were chatting about earlier.
Yeah, the spell of
Yeah. Teaching us how to spell
Yeah.
and formulate manifestation through writing, reading, and
Yeah.
visionary.
Your words are powerful, and then it's all because there's a guy with no nose that's after you.
No nose for me.
Like a Hannibal Lecter approach.
For many reasons.
Yeah, Harry Potter was kind of sick though.
Yeah.
I never used to fuck with it.
Or
But-
it all translates.
Yeah.
Really. Like even
Yeah,
what-
so that's like the studio desk, but also like where things have to happen off camera.
Yeah.
Do you ever watch the 70s show?
No.
It's where
Well.
basically it's like what's his name?
Oh, is this the one
Mila
where
Kunis.
they're all up the staircase?
You got Fed who's like
Is
he's
this the
not
one where
gay,
they're
but
all up the
he's gay.
staircase in the intro? And they're standing there
yeah.
like that?
No,
Yeah.
and then they're in the car and it's like I can't remember the song. There's a fucking song to it as well. But basically, because it was like a kid show, when they smoked weed, you never saw the weed, and they just used the camera in the middle, and people just they just sat in a circle, and all you saw was them, and it was kind of like a hazy room. But they were just chatting bare shit, so you realise like they're smoking weed. But they never,
that's what they were doing.
they never
in the
showed a
show.
spliff. Like, it was sick.
It was subtle. Right. So,
You loaded,
yeah, man.
ready to go.
I pancake it already.
Tobacco, man. Tobacco. Who knows? Welcome to the shed, bro.
Very nice. It's fun.
So yeah, I'm going to call it episode 6. Episode 6. Levels. With friends. So why?
Let's breathe. Let's breathe first of all.
Get into the room. We've been here a while because it took me about 2 hours to set up.
We're here.
Dinner's gone.
What do we have? We have the...
We haven't had. I haven't cooked it yet, have I? I just made chicken fucking wings, mate, that were vegan.
Fuck it.
Just to let you know if anyone's fucking out there trying to get me. But as you said, you thought of a good idea earlier to do a different kind of way that we can start this.
Right.
And the cameras that I'm using run out every 30 minutes, so we're going to try and draw a horse left-handed while I try to communicate with you at the same time.
Let's get it.
So let's pick up our pads. And if there's moments of silence here, you lot are just going to have to wait. Because this shit's fucking technical.
Alright, by the way, I'm right-handed as well.
Yeah. So, and obviously you'll have to jump online to see the results, to see the 2D impression of this. But where did this come from then for you, to draw a fucking horse left-handed, and why a horse?
Being at the skate park.
I can't even start.
This is it, mate.
Do I start with the head, or do I start with the foot?
Do you do it portrait? Do you do a nice landscape one? Do you do it 2D?
Bro,
3D?
I'm putting Zorro on the back, like.
Let's go, man, let's go. And yeah, this came about at the skate park. I was just chilling with my friend Jack Hamilton. He's an illustrator and he normally just draws these masterpieces or whatever, just on the bench, just freehand or whatever. And then next thing we know, we've got like a book out or whatever, and he's doing like sketches in there. And then it just came across as like, oh, can you draw anything left-handed? Like, are you good on your left hand? And it's like, oh, I don't know really, like, I never really tried it. And I was like, draw a left-handed horse. Like, horses are pretty difficult to draw. Like, do you know what I mean? Like the legs and everything.
Mine's coming out like a rat.
This is what I mean, proportions, it's gnarly. And then, yeah, just like multiple interactions over time with people. And then I was just like, you know what? We need to start asking people, what's your left-handed horse saying? And yeah, this is where we're at now. A funny one as well to try your partners, if anyone's got partners. We sat down and we did a left-handed horse, and yeah, pretty much crying with laughter. It's too much. Go on.
So was this like in the rain times at a skate park, or this was literally like just the time to do it at the skate park?
The left-handed horse came out at home in winter. It came out at the skate park.
This isn't a horse one.
It come out on the tube every now and again.
Yeah.
You sit in the tube stops in the tunnel, someone's sitting there next to you looking at the ceiling on the feet or whatever, you just tap them on the shoulder and you go, do you reckon you got me a left-handed horse? Respectfully, like, I asked them. I don't know.
No, I don't think I got it.
Someone could come through and be like, actually I'm left-handed, and then you'd be like, try it with your right, and then they could have a bit of a shake there.
Yeah.
Look. Come on.
He still looks like a giant rat. He lives down there, bruv, Roland.
Right, let's go.
I've seen him a few times in the garden.
Roland?
Yeah.
Yes, alright, I'm gonna draw Bennett.
So like, skating's obviously a big part of you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just allowing me to just like have time for myself, as well as like be part of a community that very much is active.
Yeah.
Constantly, like every day people are out there battling different tricks, different sessions at different places and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just interesting because what that feeds to is just like art. Like
expression.
It's an art form.
People doing their thing.
Yeah, like people coming together and being like, yo, this is my take on what we're all looking at.
It's rare I get a bad vibe when I go to a skate park, and I think if I turned up and there was like 8 kids drawing with their left-handed horse, I'd think this place is pretty fucking jokes.
Do you know what I mean? You'd be like, this is a vibe, but this is where it leads to. Get yourself down at the skate park, whether you got a board, you got some pens, you got some spray cans, or you just got good energy, just get yourself at the skate park. You're always welcomed, and that's one thing. Like,
I got well into like the docks around skating. I know that's probably not a skate thing to see, but like I used to love like some of the old docks. There was one that was it was really fucking deep, man, and I didn't expect it to go that way. It was oh shit.
So that's that one done, guys.
I was thinking. Just to let everyone know, like, that's listening, I just literally changed hands. Yeah, yours is sick. Yours looks a bit more like something out of Greek mythology. A myth. Let's call it a fucking myth, because I can't say the word.
I was thinking,
yeah, it's doing the whole...
Well, now Toy Story.
Zorro didn't even make it, bruv. He's not even existent right now.
Jeez. Bingo or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, what was it called, man? It was the two brothers. And what he was the first guy. He was the first guy to pull off 900, and then Tony Hawk fucking did it, and he got the kind of publicity from it. I think Tony Hawk saw a video that he was doing, but then his brother
was quite a heroin addict, and he ended up like murdering his girlfriend or something.
What?
Yeah, it was crazy. Like
Whoa.
I thought it was about just like the skate side and Tony Hawk's and the 900, and then it hit you with this at the end of the dock. We'll have to, if we had production right now,
I need insight on that.
we would Google this.
It's gnarly.
But then I liked watching the ones that were about like Rodney Mullen.
Rodney Mullins is just a technical genius.
He was just obsessed, and his dad wouldn't let him skate in it. His dad was like proper.
This is the thing, it was the times, and as well the fact that Rodney Mullins managed to open up a space for skaters to be able to be like, yo, I'm going to be a bit fruity with it, because it was quite like, you're a punk or you're a grunger, that you'd skate and you'd have to wear like certain clothes and be a certain way and like fuck society and shit like that.
Yeah.
Very much an underground thing. So skating for adults at the time when it was coming out was just like, oh, they just do heroin and skate around the streets and rob shit from shops and drink beer all the time and shit. And it's like, yeah, so does everyone in any sort of like walk of life. But like the space that a lot of skaters actually thrive in is the fact that we want to be able to express ourselves freely and not have to feel like we're sticking to the status quo every time. Like going in these like cycles again, like, oh, sweet, skating's cool, but then once upon a time skating wasn't cool, and that was even a bigger barrier to get through, as well as learning these tricks and like owning up to like, oh yeah, skate and whatever.
Yeah.
So like for a while I used to have friends that would just like, we'd go skate and we'd just go skate like car parks or whatever, or like tennis courts, and then like people were just getting injured just from like trying like stupid things, like trying to ollie the fucking net, like diving over, like clotheslining through the shins, trying to jump down stair sets and shit like that. So like locally, and then a few years went on, I had a bad fall down a hill, and I was just like, oh, I'm not skating again. Got into cooking, and I was just like, oh, I'm going through London and all this, right? So the adrenaline's
I'm
like,
gonna chop shit up.
the adrenaline's coming through, and I'm just like, yes, I'm awake for all of these hours and getting into this like workspace and whatnot.
Yeah.
And then I'm travelling through London, and I'm just like, this is all just like rad, it's all fast. So I was just like, I need my board. So skating came back in. It was helping me having that balance to be like, all right, cool, I'm gonna take some time.
So you find the board grounds you a little bit then?
Yeah.
Back into just not having to concentrate on anything but what you're doing.
Yeah, I'd freak out sometimes if I'd be like, oh, I'm going out. I'd be like, oh, I haven't got my board. Because I know I'd be out, I'd do some work or something, and then I'd meet the boys. Yeah. And if I didn't have my board and they've got their board, in between like going places, we'd just skate. And if I get my board, I'm
cooking's
like,
very similar to that though as well, where you put yourself in a mental state, because you cannot think about anything else but cooking when you're cooking. Because if you do, you're burning. That's literally how that works.
It's like no micromanaging, like it's here and now. Fresh.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's toast.
Yeah. So you can't
burn toast. Yeah. No, that's mad. Nah.
Well, imagine on that subject as well. I had a chef threaten to punch me over toast. He came in. I'd been working for like a week or so on breakfast. The chef that was supposed to teach me how to run the breakfast and plate up and everything. Yeah. He'd had a broken arm, and he came in and just showed me one morning. Yeah. The rest of the mornings he'd come in at like 12 when my shift was like transitioning into lunch. Yeah. We had a head chef come in. He's like, where's Dean? I was like, I really don't know. He's just like, oh, how many tables you got? And he sees the owners in or whatever, and he's just like, grabs the ticket, he's dressed in his own clothes and that, he's not even ready. He's about to start in like an hour or something. He comes in early and he just checks the ticket, and I'm just like, what's this energy about? So I turned around and he just goes, where's the toast for that? Yeah. And I was like, toast on now. And he was just like, should have put the toast on before. And I was like, look mate, the toast is on, it's going to go on the plate, it's going to be nice, it's hot, it's not going to be dry. Yeah. And he's just like, listen mate, I'm going to fucking punch you in a minute. I was just like, what? Are you serious? What, over toast? And he was just like, no, you're answering back. And I was like, no what Mike, like, I'm actually tired of this. Threw my towel, punched the wall, walked out. last time I did that. I don't have fights with walls.
Nah. Well, they don't fight back though.
No, that's the thing.
Yeah.
It's big, but that's working in kitchens. It's been a journey. It's been working in kitchen for like 10 years now. I've worked at the Ivy, worked at the Shard, Aqua Shard. I've worked at Galvin Hope, La Chapelle.
Yeah.
That's one star.
Shout outs.
Yeah, trust. we got some. We got.
If you've ate there, you've
got some
dined
stars there.
Yeah.
That's been fun. Just like experiencing, seeing all this stuff. Because all the kitchens that chefs go to, I believe that at their cycle, 10 years, they'll be like, I want to do my own thing.
Yeah.
Or they go back into refining their art, and I feel like I want to go into my own exploration and cooking and not have to do fine dining.
Well, it's like
in hours, and it brings you to that thing where the guy's like, "Where's this?" and he's like getting physical over it, and it's just not needed. It's just like, "Yo, are you hungry?"
There's always one.
Like, guys, like, this should be a place of happiness. There's food here. And
we're making things here for people to enjoy.
Yeah.
And you're bringing bad energy around my toast, bruv.
Yeah, I back up. Like, straight away, he walked in, I felt it. I was like, he's on the path. What's happening?
I think, though, like, for me, what brought me into cooking, like, was my uncle. My uncle taught me how to cook. And, like, I always remember when he was like, come here. So I went into the room and he, like, showed me this chicken. And he was like, I'm going to show you how to slice up a chicken. And I was like, all right. Like, I moved over to Spain, innit? And I lived there for about 2 years or something. And he used to cook every day. Like, him and his missus would cook every day, and they'd have little challenges. And, like, he would cook, and then she would go, like, she would, like, secretly come to me. They both cook rice, right? And to be honest, I couldn't ever tell the difference, but she'd go, taste this. This is my one. When he asked which one is better, this is the better one. And what I reckon really was they were just fucking with me anyway to see if I would always just say hers, right? So
value points.
Yeah. So she'll be like, yeah, I bet he says mine because I've already told him which one's which. You know, it's like a double game. And then I remember he had this chicken, and he was like,
R.I.P.
Yeah, he was like, yeah. The non-vegan me was there. That was like a good nearly 10 years ago.
Go on, boy.
Man is old. And the chicken's here, right? And he's got it on the table. And then he's just gone like this, and he's like, look. So I bent over to look. For some reason, I'm looking like closer at the chicken, like I'm meant to see something else. He's just flipped it like that, and the head's just come round. And I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, they don't cut the head off here. I was like, oh man, that is mad. So we de-gutted it and fucking cut the head off. And then we used to have like chicken rice salad, like nearly all the time on the barbecue in the garden, beers.
It's a platform for greatness.
4 or 5 o'clock, you know what I mean? And then you just drink the rest of the night, Spanish, and then you go to bed about 9. Because you're fucking plastered.
Yes.
You know, but that was good, like. But then I came back here and cooked more a bit like that. But then I was thinking, a lot what got me into cooking was fucking watching Gordon Ramsay.
The big dog.
Yeah, just his shows, man. Just
that's a different sort of passion.
What are you? I'm an idiot sandwich.
It's
like, but that's where I think a lot of people understand the amount of stress. Like, and some people that might have that fucking magic idea, which really isn't one, to move to Spain and start a restaurant when you've never had a restaurant before, don't realise how south it can go, how much money problems you can go into. And then you look at like half of that show is riddled with people that think they could do that, and it's just like, nah man, like you need years, 10 years, 20 years like of real experience in the kitchen because it's all about the food, man.
Facts. Like, I went to college at Westminster and trained with some chefs that similar age to me. Some were like to the age of 30, and they've got kids and whatnot. And we were on a like apprenticeship course, so it was like its own little kitchen and all this stuff. I went from a diploma course and dropped out and was just like, no, I want to do this full time. Got a position at East India Trading Club, so old boys, gentlemen's, like suits and ties, like all sharp and that. So I like that sort of stuff, that sort of wear, just to see it. And that, it's old school. It reminds me of my grandparents. And it's like, it's classical for like English, and as well as having like my Caribbean side. So it's sort of like getting into Westminster and seeing all these chefs like 40, 50 years in the game just battered. I'm just like, you're still here. One chef's been in this kitchen, East India Club, he'd been there for like 25, 30 years, just chiseling away, same position. And I'm just like, I respect it, but like, the menu doesn't change in those places, and this is what.
No, but then you're just existing, man.
This is it. One under chef was just like, look, go through here. This is my sous chef. He was like, look, go through here. When you get up to your next position, start looking somewhere else. Go down a position, and then work back up the ladder and learn a new menu. Like sacrifice your position, work up, sacrifice it.
I think though, in the way our generation, like I'm a bit older than you, but like I'm very much like your age really. And I think like the leveling up situation like is different now. The way people, because you can see everyone else is leveling up all the time. Like it's hard not to watch that, but people do. And you should.
There's a high level of sacrifice behind all of that stuff. There's like pageantry for people, and they're just like, oh, I'm living this life and I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But like what they had to do to get that, really like sleepless nights, actually being up way before anybody even gives a shit if you're alive or
making toast.
Like making toast. Like
put it on the place first, yo.
Like, having to do stuff like that for people for years, and then one day you're like, you know what, I'm not going to be spoken to like this, just for the fact it's like, oh, I'm actually choosing to be here. Where at college it was sort of like, I kind of have to be here. This is where they're feeding me all of this
all
knowledge,
the information that you need
wisdom.
to take away and put it into that. So how long did you do, because you recently left a job or had a job, but like how long have you done chefing for then?
10 years.
10 years. Yeah. That's a matter. Because I think you get to a level when you've done something for 10 years. Because I find everything really takes a decade. 5 years of mistakes.
I'm a 10,000 hour kind of guy.
It is a
worked out. It's 4 years.
4 years, I think
7 hours a day, 4 years.
See, with me, I went into like Dirty Rich without university, without college, without any fashion experience. I didn't even know how to fucking do any cut and sew, do anything. So I started screen printing from in here, just off YouTube, watching the most annoying people on YouTube. Mate, but not even that. A lot of it was just like, if you saw this place when I built it first, it was white with no floor. There's grass floor, by the way, if you can't see it. But there's like, I just had a table over there, and I just had this massive carousel in the room, and like for screen printing, you know what I mean? And I had this guy.
Okay, I'm thinking you've got like.
No, he is like a carousel, so
Disney
the arms
console
go.
and
It's the roundabout, Joe.
I'm like, what? That's rad. I didn't know
But I was
you were in a carnival.
watching this guy on YouTube, bro, and he used to do my head in, but he had wristbands on, right? And I'm like, bro, you're not playing tennis or anything, you're just in here, and it's like, hi, this is Cat Productions. I'm gonna show you how to screen print today, you know?
Needed the wristbands and
oh mate, I needed help. But I needed like screen printing help, yo.
Printing online.
But I love screen printing because it's such a like way of like even the guy it's pretty much a thing where if it does work, then just go with it.
Nice.
Like that's what it is. You know what I mean? Like
that's what.
And then make sure you replicate that. But to try and find out why that happened, you'll never know. Like I used to expose them in the third bedroom, and that would take a day to dry. Expose it, but then if you fucked it up, and I'll be running on like a festival line, so I'd have like in 3 weeks time I'd have a festival, so if I fuck up 12 exposures, right, that's I equal that as like 12 days, so then it starts building up, and then I've got less and less time, and I haven't even printed the damn thing. So the stress of like that I can only equate to chefing in a time scale of pressure.
Getting ready for
And it was hot in here.
Party. Thing, man.
Yeah. I used to just stand in shorts and no t-shirt. Like,
Fam, I wish we could do that. We used to roll up our chef's trousers.
Yeah.
Up to like our
you have to wear the chef out and the hat for hygiene, innit?
Yeah. We'd dunk our heads in water, hose down our arms and stuff just to stay the temperature. Like have you seen a Boiling Point, Gordon Ramsay?
Yeah.
He does like a session. I think they feed like over 180 people or whatever. But the kitchen's like at similar degrees.
Yeah.
Like the chefs are outside, like taking breaths of fresh air, like they've never seen day before. Like it's like, but like
I do think it's one of the hardest traits, one of the hardest jobs.
Manual labourers for sure.
But chefing is just it's just such a hard job because it's fucking food, man.
Well, it's like working within perfection. You have boundaries, but you can also like shift those boundaries to make different shapes. So like some days you'll have like a triangle put in front of you, and then the next day you'll be like, actually, it's a fucking rectangle there. We're gonna go for the rectangle, and then you'll be like, wait, what, chef? And you'll be like, no, we're going for the rectangle route this day. And you're like, all right, cool. And you have to trust it. But then that keeps you exploring because some chefs are just like, here's your circle. It goes round and it goes round and it goes round. All right, cool. And then you have to.
But we said it's round here.
Yeah, exactly.
There's nothing around here.
There's nothing around
Enfield, shout out Enfield, yeah.
Triangles and squares, because there's nothing around here.
Morrison's car park, yo. No one's gonna have a clue what we're talking about there. But it's fine. We're just talking about
the pink lemonade in the building as well.
Always.
Like the Germany Dodgers.
If only they could see. Oh, mate. So chefing, skating.
Yeah. Music.
Music is your thing, though, isn't it? Music is your frequency. Yeah. So when did you first get inspired by music? Was it childhood? Because like for me, it's my dad. My dad has. You've seen endless fucking CDs that I buy endless cases to put the CDs in. That the cases always stay empty.
Today and CD upon CD on the shins, and I'm like, okay.
And then he plays them. I'll come downstairs and the stereo will be on, right? He's got the CD in there and it's just going na 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 na. And I'm like, can't you hear? He's like, hey, what's going on? So yeah, for me it was him. We used to live in an older house and he just had like racks of CDs and just used to play music all the time. So where was it? When did it start in your ears?
Being at my grandmother's house on my father's side.
Yeah.
Being at my grandparents on my mother's side as well.
Yeah.
There was like
she had music on both ends of the scale, like.
Yeah, we had Cliff Richard on my mum's side.
Yeah.
And then like, I think it was, a song like, I think I'm crazy.
Yeah.
My granddad used to get up and skank to that tune on a different one, and my granddad.
Niles Barkley.
Yeah. He used to love that one. That tune through.
He done well till he dressed up as gold.
I respect it. I respect it.
No, I think he was dope. I mean, that song was dope. Like,
this is the thing. Like, if it can hit those sorts.
Was that the original? Was he the original singer of that?
No.
He wasn't, was he?
No, it was a classical.
Yeah, I thought so.
I think that's probably why my granddad was like, yes. I need to find out the sampling of that, actually. That tune went over the heads of everyone for a while. But like, and then onto my dad's parents' side, more sort of like Zouk, more sort of like carnival vibes. Like dancehall.
What's Zouk?
Sort of stuff. Zouk is sort of like it's like a dance that you do to like it's like a sort of like dance.
Yeah, I like it already.
Pattern that comes through.
Yeah.
Sort of like reggaeton, all of these sort of like dubbed out. Sounds and heavy steel pans and drum patterns. Everything's squashed in and it's quite erratic. It's got a lot of tambourines and stuff in, so it's
Steel
gives you all
drums,
the
or is that too
low
high
ends.
tempo?
No, same
Steel
thing,
drums
man.
as well.
Yeah.
I fucking love
All of
steel
those
drum.
sort of
I love
sounds
that
and
kind
all
of
those
sound.
elements, man.
Yeah.
Like just from both sides, these sort of like more like thought out, more like spoken word, more like poetic English based sort of like literature, music, and then you've got music that is like purely sound.
Yeah.
And then every now and again you've got like this patois that comes through that is English, which is on background. Mum's side, and then back to, so it's this duality. So music allowed it to become like singularity, because I was just like, on both sides of my family there are these two different worlds, but they complement each other because they come from a place of like expression. So from early, both sides of my family have just been able to like express themselves through music. So music has always been this safe space for me. And doing cooking for a while was just like, I thought this was my safe space. Maybe it's just something I'm pretty good at. I need to find a place where I can safely express this. Kind of withdrew a bit more from that.
You have two mega talents there, though. I mean, like cooking. Cooking's different. Chefing. You know, there's a difference. Like, there's cooking in your house, but I mean, chefing is a real talent. Like, and when you can do that at a professional level,
it's underplayed. Like,
there's
a lot of chefs that commit suicide.
Me personally, I wouldn't underplay it. I just would not ever do it because I understand the stress to it. But for me,
like, it's about having a good team behind you, and that's when you push the dream, which is the menu. The menu's the dream. You get the dream to reality with all of these people. All of them people. It's fucked.
There was a good
language, but everyone goes in the shit. Like,
don't worry about the fucking language. I fucking swear all the fucking time on this pod. But I mean, I even enjoyed I even enjoyed a film with Bradley Cooper, and he was a chef.
Burnt.
Is it Burnt? Yeah. It was brilliant. And he's trying to get the Michelin star, isn't he? And someone drops the fork or whatever, and then he gets it the second time, and it's all the money behind it and everything else. I understand it. Like, that's why I appreciate it when you go to a restaurant, because you got to think there's so much gone into this that has created this one thing on the plate.
And it's absorbed within 30 seconds. With a conversation. In the presence of. It's sort of like, there's a lot of chefs that.
And then if they've got a fast metabolism, it's shut out within 20 minutes. All your hard work's turned brown and gone in the sewage.
So chefs are very aware of the process of things and how fickle it is. The other side of it. So we can have a stance of being like, you know what? They can do whatever they want when it gets to the table, but I need to make sure that I do my job. And it is art. Like, there's no other way around it. Otherwise, you get lost in the like, oh, I'm just doing this, I'm just doing that. You're not just doing taste that. Like, it's a canvas you can interact with, like, soul to soul. You can be like, that has a life in it. As a carrot. You make that into a puree, you make that into a soup. You try that soup, you season it, you got a little bit of cardamom in there. You got coconut. Like, you taste that, you're like, it speaks to you.
Of course.
And it's sort of like, like you said, it's shut out and it's consumed so quickly. Like, but you consume that energy. Aware of that, so it's like that push and pull. It's that expansion and that contraction. So I had to step out of that because it's too much like speculation on this, that, tomorrow, this, that, oh, when's this, that, and timings and everything. So coming back into how do I express these sort of things. So would you ever
do something like yachting, like, or not?
Work chefs that have done yachting.
Like, I mean, that seems.
They don't come back. Proper.
Nah.
They don't come back proper. That's what I'm saying.
What do you mean, proper? As in they're mentally fucked up, or they they just do because.
So
I've seen
for a yacht, right?
Yes, I mean, if you're doing charters, you're looking at like 150 grand to 300 grand for 3-4 days.
For what?
To charter a yacht, you know what I mean?
Just
like
to go on to
just to go. I'm talking like a 20 million, 40 million pound yacht. So
20, 40 million. People that own yachts. These are the people. I'm saying, like, chefs that have gone and worked. For
Yeah.
Like 40, 20 million.
Yeah.
and they don't come back alright, man, because of the environment. Chefs in the kitchen, they have addiction habits.
Most are alcoholics, really.
Because they're obsessive about their work.
The perfection of it.
So
the thing is with yachting as well, from what I've seen, it's very much not that I've been on a yacht, like I'm generally in the shed living life, but I will be on a yacht one day for 2 days. Ching ching, yacht life, yo. Hey, I've got a yacht, you want to be my chef? Nah, bruv, I won't come back. Alright, just come and eat the food then, you fucker.
Build your kitchen. Build your kitchen, that's about it.
But like,
Boys
for
and
them,
the girls.
so they have like stewardesses, right? And then they don't usually have anyone to help them. And also, the kind of people that will go onto there are obviously paying a very high amount of money, so they have their whole preference sheet, right? What they want, and the chefs can either prep what they see fitting for what they want for the 3 days, but at the same time they can ask for whatever they want at whatever time. And the idea of yachting is that you say yes, you never say no. We can just do that, you know. If they want pizza at 3
go? For a swim?
Exactly.
Get out of the water.
But it depends. If the weather's bad, imagine the weather's bad, right? And you're just like paid 150 grand to get on the yacht, and they're like, yeah, we can't go anywhere. We're not allowed to go anywhere, so you just sit on the yacht in the port. But if you're in Monaco,
that's true.
That ain't too bad, you know.
This is the thing, like, yachting would be rad, but it's the whole, like, it's the environment.
Yeah.
Get like fucking PTSD, flashbacks from certain kitchens, certain situations will just trigger you into being like, whoa, fucking hell, yeah, it's pretty much like this everywhere in the world, in every kitchen.
Yeah.
But like the whole cooking on a small scale, like everyone that's working and doing high maintenance kitchen, I respect you. I really like the brothers and sisters of the industry. Like, I salute it, but make a transition once you've got your knowledge and you've got your wisdom. Get your safe plan and do what you need to do, because the world is big and it's beautiful and it's ready for you at any time that you feel fit to go and take your fucking dreams.
Yeah.
And make them into a reality, like facts. Because there's a lot of chefs that will try to keep you in one place.
Yeah.
What you do, but you're even better at being you.
Well, it depends. It depends whether in any industry, it depends whether you want to be a company man or whether you want to be for yourself. And there's two different types of people. There's people,
leisure.
yeah, but also like it's whether you want to take on all the stresses of running the restaurant as well as being the chef, or doing it burnt, basically.
Yeah.
Do you want to take on the financial stress, or do you want to just get your pay packet, work on your art and leave and get paid? You know, so it's the two things. Like, you're always going to have that problem of answering if you take the side of the company man. But if you take the side of your own route, your own reality, your own restaurant, then you haven't got answer to no one, but there is added pressure.
Yeah.
And the fact is, you could lose it without even having... You could lose it without even it being your fault in some cases. You know, and you worked, you know, you imagine it's the family fucking business. That's what you see so many times on Gordon Ramsay, you know, and they've done it.
Thing with food.
Someone's died in the family and they've kept it on.
Thing.
Yeah.
It's important. There's a format, there's a matrix, there's a system to it, there's a old school, there's a new school, there's a current, there's... What's the word? There is...
You're just a lyricist as much as me, bruv, so find it. It's out there.
There's like times and stages, and there's eras.
Yeah.
Talk about eras.
Yeah.
So, like,
well, me and my dad were saying on the last pod, you know, we was talking with me and him, obviously it's a 40-year age gap. And I was saying, like, after, with him, we was talking firstly about my mum giving birth. And around that time, you know, before that time, men wouldn't go into the birthing room. Okay. You know, men would sit out in the lobby, right? Wow. And how, like I said, you know, that's a real change in society where now you've gone in, and like some
Could I
people
ask a
would.
question?
What?
What's your dad up to?
What?
Was he in the room?
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
Yeah.
What's he thinking?
Fucking hell, what's going on?
No, see him there with the paper.
Oh, what, right then? Oh, with a paper.
Yeah,
He
he's
probably
sitting
would.
outside and he's just like...
He'd probably be
Like, he's got a
like
bit
in
of
there,
reading
like, is
in
it
front
out?
of him or
Is it,
something.
you know, is it done yet?
It's just like...
No, by the sounds of it, from his view,
Because we're...
my mum might have a different.
Yeah, go on.
But the point I'm getting to is like the difference in that led to a conversation where we was talking about how from the 1900s to the 50s it was very regimented in a fashion sense. So like, you know, you'd have your high top hat years with your breasts and everything else, and it would have been different with food as well. So you used to have like ferret season, you know, people would eat to the time of the year what they could have, what they could hunt, seasonal. Now we're in an abundance of everything.
Because guess what? This leads to famine. Unfortunately,
Of course.
This is a constant
Yeah.
thing that happens all
Well,
over
the
fucking world.
Western world is propped
When
up
we
by
were
the
eating
Eastern. Yeah?
seasonal, we
Yeah.
were fine.
Of course.
But the second we started going into like, right, cool, we're gonna get strawberries in winter and shit like that.
Yeah.
We fucked about with our body clocks. We messed up our whole geographic.
Yeah.
Because we're in a certain part of the world, certain fruits and herbs
That don't
and all
grow.
that grow here.
Yeah.
As well as they don't grow here.
Don't grow here, but
Yeah,
do
that
grow
we
here.
eat.
Yeah.
That's for a different hemisphere, for a different diet, for a different mentality, for a different metabolism.
Yeah, of course.
So you wonder why people are having difficulties in their health.
Yeah,
and stuff.
why everyone's allergic to fucking everything. Why, you know, obviously these traits are coming out. It's like, what I find so annoying with things like that is that we live in the Western society. It's very based upon, you have a problem, take a pill. It's the painkiller effect, right?
Yeah.
So you break your leg, you know the painkillers are not healing the leg. They are taking away the pain from the leg.
Yeah.
Right? So it's a numbing
Someone was
effect.
saying about
Yeah.
that, like
So-
taking painkiller.
so we're not looking-
but
yeah.
You're still walking around and
Doing damage, you can't
Yeah.
feel it.
Yeah,
So
you press.
the point, what I'm getting to with that with food, is that we don't look at the root problem. We look at what the existent problem is, and we try to get rid of it. Rather than stopping the cause of these problems, we always go, well, that's the problem now, I need to solve it. No,
It's within-
solve the problem from the beginning and you won't have the problem in the first place.
yeah, what went in the machine?
Yeah.
Have all that funny colour stuff come out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, it's mad. I mean, obviously, you know, I don't want to go on the vegan run, but like being in that world, you know, I see it all, and I know if I want to travel, so if I go that way, I'm going to see a very different side of things and everything else. But famine as well. It's
Yeah,
you know,
it breaks down from like
Yeah.
terminology of veganism.
shout out the cows, by the way. Shout out the
Yes.
cows. There's more of them than us now.
Oh,
Moo. Yeah.
Shout out all the junglers as well. Oh.
But it does cause famine. It does cause, you know, you can't feed one side of the world everything and not expect the other parts of the world to have everything. It's, you know, it's not gonna work that way. There's one earth, there's one resource, and we are not being resourceful. Let's face it. We're taking what we fucking want when we fucking need it. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, just bopping about.
oi, Greg's, mate, Greg's. Let's go. I used to have a Greg's all the time though.
Favourite.
Their vegan sausage rolls are pretty good, mate.
I've got a couple of packs of them in the freezer.
They're better cold. Not that cold. Chewing on brick, mate, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they're good shit, man. They're good shit. Fully. I had.
But music.
Oh, go on.
Go on, tell me though. What are you going to say?
No, I was just gonna say. I went to Greg's the other day
Yeah.
and had vegan sausage roll. I was just like, oh yeah, this is nice. Got halfway through it and I was just like, need some sauce. And things are dry, fam. I can't lie.
They are dry,
That's the one thing I'm missing from meat supplements. The thing dry.
Well, it's the fat.
As a chef as well, like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
one
yeah.
of these things where
Yeah.
I'm trying to transition. I haven't
Yeah.
eaten meat in like 6-7 months. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, out of that zone of actually needing it or wanting it or it being in my diet.
Yeah.
There's loads of other things to eat.
Of course.
And I've like worked in the veg section for like 2.5 years.
Yeah.
And I sat there and was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna start eating this stuff.
I mean, at the end of the day, if you're meat and eat, if you're eating meat,
If you're eating meat. Shake his hand.
Yes.
Don't pull out a blade. Don't pull out a machete. You just greet him with kindness.
Yeah.
You go, would you like to share some aubergines? That's it. You be polite and you be kind to living creatures. So.
Yeah. I mean, but if you're eating
like
meat,
if that's your vibe, like word, if that's your vibe, like I'm a chef, like I miss eating lamb.
Yeah.
Lamb is beautiful because of what it eats. A clean diet of grass, which makes it rich within its body in minerals, because that's exactly what it needs. And what it eats, it digests all of these things. It has the teeth only to digest that.
But then, you know, how do you feel as we are, you know, if you put us in the jungle, right?
Us.
We are going to be put.
Massive.
We are. I'm gonna give it a 2 power. If you put us in the jungle, right, we are not going to be fighting the tigers in that way. Straight up, we're going to be going, where's the berries at, bruv? And how high is the tree? Because that tiger looks.
You're vibing off what you're hungry for. Like,
exactly.
What we're right now trained into doing. But at the time, if we were actually in the jungle and that was our thing,
we would have known what's up.
On such a minimal diet. We'd be fed by the sun.
Of course.
We'd eat from fish.
Yeah.
Where there's water, there are people. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And there's.
I very much agree with that system. I just disagree with this system where it's a take. Like, if there is the option when you see the devastation.
I felt like I was part of the problem, to be honest.
I felt like I was part of the problem, you know?
Being a chef.
Like,
this is another angle. We're probably going into this quite deeply, but like, I'm a chef, so like, I'm here for you against talking about veganism and all of that sort of stuff, but like, we need to evolve these formats that we have.
Well, I think
like,
there's no taboo.
There's so much
there's no taboo, it's just talk about it.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. And that waste can go to other people that need to eat.
Trust, I come home with food from work. There'd be food that'd be going in the bin as well, and I'd still come home with food that'll last me 3 days. Yeah. Probably not great to keep the food like that. No. That's me being like, yo, I can't see this go to waste. Like, my brethren will be like, yo, what are you saying tonight? I'd be like, do you want some chicken wings? Do you want some roast beef? Yo, I got some potatoes. Yo, I just made some plain pasta at work. What are you saying? I got this new dish. I got some risotto. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And we'll come through with something. They're like, what? This is mad. And they're stoked because that's like £40-50.
Yeah, food that would have gone in the bin.
6-7 portions, are going in the bin. And it's like.
But there's you know.
It's all fresh.
There's like, people up north.
And you've got chefs that are like going home and they're like, oh, I'm too buzzing from the shift to eat. It's like, you need to look after yourself, mate. Like, you've been on the booze, you've been smoking cigarettes and silly sticks. Like, you get home and you don't want to do anything apart from just sit there. You're so fucking stimulated. You're like, I just need time to
turn the telly on. Turn the telly on. Let's watch something.
Literally, like 4 hours later at 6 a.m.
And you're fucking up again. Yeah.
Stand in the shower like. Okay, cool. Let's try and get this coffee in after this and do it again.
So, what do you think to like robots, like AI? I mean, there's one. There's one.
Next conversation.
What? Why? What? Why?
Why? Just because it's like
it's taking away your skill.
It's a rabbit hole.
Nah, it's not that deep. All I was going to say.
I know it's not that deep because it's a rabbit hole.
Yeah,
but the rabbit goes in and there's got a little.
You can buy, right? You can buy
in the kitchen and that.
But there's no cut on this. There's no cut on this. It rolls and rolls and rolls. Just to let you know. But basically, you know, that labour doesn't help you life-wise.
No, I don't think we would have met if I was doing cooking.
Yeah, so...
And that's another thing, how me and Ryan met was through modelling. So that's another thing I used to do to try and get out of the kitchen as much as possible. So I could actually explore life and meet people.
Yeah. Because
All right. Well, you know, you did the whole cut thing. I'll let you have that once. Seeing as I fouled on the horse, that's the thing that I lost. I lost that game, right? So we met at that Tommy Hilfiger shoot, didn't we? Mm-hmm. And I remember
the video never got released.
I don't know where that is. That's floating in the abscess of nothing.
It's like the other side of the planet.
Yeah. But it was like, where was it? Wembley Arena? No. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was Wembley Arena, innit? Mm-hmm. And they hired out the whole fucking place.
I saw TNA wrestling there when I was younger. One of my brethren, he was like 2 years older than us in like sixth form or whatever.
Yeah.
And he had ID, so he could get like whatever. And he got like a couple Smirnoffs, and we're in the crowd just like screaming. And these lot just chucking themselves about in the ring. It's so funny, man. Like, great building.
But I remember that day. We were sitting in that fucking room.
Oh, mate.
And what I like in my head is because you look at these times before and you're like, right, that was before COVID, so it's like before, so we're all like, there's all like whatever that is, but we're all sitting like 20 of us in this room, and because you're like the extras, you're like the off cast, like we'll come get you when we need you, but you all sit in this room, so there's this weird
sitting there just like, yo, bro, it's like fucking
9 hours.
It's like 11 a.m.
9 hours.
You're telling me you're gonna come get me when you're ready.
Yeah.
So I've got to be ready for how.
But you weren't told the time. You're just like, all right, I'm in this room forever. Sorry. And then you came in just like with a fucking skateboard, and I was like, yeah, all right, this guy's probably worth chatting to. And then we had you were playing football, weren't it?
Yeah, funny enough, and then they had the skateboard in the scene.
I was
like, what is that about?
And then
it was really, really jarring, but like,
was he a football player or something?
No.
He was no. Who was this guy, man?
Right. Geezer was musician. We were the backup dancers, performers.
Yeah.
And
we were everything that day. Yeah. I remember when we had to like.
We had a party. Like, when you was on stage. Music videos, right, and then it's packed.
Yeah, there's 10.
Telling you now, there's like 10 people in the fucking room. Telling you now, there's
holding
like 10
their hands
people
up.
in the there.
And there's one camera behind.
It's jokes. It's a vibe, nonetheless. Like,
yeah.
But this is like another line of work. How's it been for yourself? Like,
well, I got on that agency. I'm on another agency. Anyone wants to employ me, I'm here in the shed. But I don't leave here very often, so it has to be something to do with the shed. Any sponsors though? Amstel, we love the beer.
Amstel, Cabas,
Yeah. I could easily chat an ad at the beginning, quite easily. Amstel, your greatest beer since 1870. 4.1 won't get you pissed, but you'll definitely enjoy it. Oh, I lost the job. But yeah, it's all right. Like, fucking basically the thing, COVID and come for like that all happened, didn't it? So I got an agent, like, and then that happened. Really, there's obviously been a lot of work, but I find like I watch TV sometimes with my dad, and you look at the adverts, you're like, fucking hell, like. 4 adverts in a row, and it's seriously famous actors. So I'm like, obviously the major productions got real hit. Mm-hmm. So they're like, right, where can I get some other work?
Yeah.
So then all the ads like that. But then you got the whole entire fucking internet. You got fucking everywhere else. So, but I think my agency didn't really do too well for it. I'm not sure. I don't know. Like I think a lot did. There's
like
small
lot of big names in music getting booked because everything's opening back up. Like I miss seeing some of the big names play. So
yeah.
It's a similar thing. If we take ourselves out of the industry, it's like who do you kind of want to see in adverts? I know adverts are pretty trash and like forceful.
Yeah. But especially TV ones.
Yeah, it's sort of like if you saw Ryan Atkinson on Earth, you'd be like, oh, Wicked is still bopping around.
Yeah, or Bill. What's his name?
Do you know what I mean? It's these sort of things. Bill Murray.
No, Bill. He always has his fingers like that. He's in About Time. He's in.
Bill Mitchell?
No, Bill. Peggy! No, he's got like he's an older version of me. He's got like he always grabs people like this though. I don't know what it is. He must have had 2 dead fingers. But he's in. Oh man!
It's like a Tai Chi move.
He's like the octopus in
What?
in Pirates of the Caribbean. Pirates of the Caribbean. Bill Nighy. Oh man! I tell you what, I need a production guy so you can YouTube the shit I don't know right now, because that's you. So
Yeah.
This is the thing.
Alright guys,
You know what I mean?
this is my interview. I'm keeping my trousers on. Hey Ryan, I must say the 3/4 lengths.
These ain't 3/4 lengths. these are long shorts.
I'm just over there.
These are knee height.
Alright, cool. Where are they? They lift up the trousers.
Doesn't really matter. I'm in my
That's
yard.
alright, man.
Yeah, we ain't going out.
It's cool you got the rack out there. There's a church in. Have you got anything that can sort me out for my height?
Sort you what?
Because you got the rack out there. Do you reckon it'll bring me in a bit?
What rack? What are you
By
talking
the
about?
way,
They have to.
there's also a workout studio strong there. So
No, it's not. It was.
yeah, mate, you've been telling me for the last couple of months about your workout videos.
Oh yeah. No videos.
Yeah, you've been.
You've been doing videos.
Yeah, yeah. Mate, it's like a buns workout. There's a buns and thighs.
Man, it's
Bro,
it's the squats and what's.
chips and dips.
Doritos.
Trust, man.
Yeah, no, I'm not at that level. My workout time, is my time. Like I find that's something I have to get over every morning.
You have to put yourself through it. I
have to get in the pain. Like I like the pain.
Every morning, every night.
Yeah. No, I love it. Like, and the more weight, I'm just like, that's fucking. But I find before, if I'm laying in bed, I'm like, shit.
I prefer without weights because of that. It's like having the tool.
The hernia. I was just lifting, and then a lump was in my stomach.
It's alright, I got a belt for you, bro. It's one of these things. That's why
I need a belt. My mate Victor was saying that the other day. So you need a belt, bruv.
My dad was a bodybuilder. So
Yeah,
it's sort of like, I don't really like using weights too much. I'll use weights.
Yeah.
I'll use light weights, and then go into doing like 10 push-ups.
Yeah.
I'll start doing crunches.
Yeah.
And then I'll start doing squats, star jumps.
Yeah.
I'll do a plank.
Yeah.
I'll do all of that like 10, 15 times.
Yeah.
Like each one.
How much
10
break in
times,
between?
and I'll just go and go.
Yeah.
Like it's really toned me up and caught me into a place where I'm like laying in bed and I feel my bodily urges come through and I'm like, what do I want to do today? And I'm like, fuck all of that. Get into your exercise. That's something you can just lock in and do.
Yeah.
And once you get past that,
Yeah.
you find yourself in a space.
Of course.
doing something else.
Something else,
You're
yeah.
like,
Because
food,
you put
drink,
yourself.
and then you're
Yeah.
all these things start
Yeah.
to appear in the day instead of
Yeah.
you trying to formulate your day.
Yeah.
The day just appears in front of you.
Yeah.
If you have the privilege of being able to wake up and be like, oh, fuck. I've just got my own time today. I'm just going to do what I need to do.
Yeah.
Instead of actually being like, oh, I've actually got work and I'm going to do this and do that and do that. Like, So yeah, have some time to give yourself a breather and do those sorts of things. So
You
can
put
wake
yourself into a frame as well where like you've given your mind a break, but also you've given yourself the discipline. And then after that, I feel like, right, I've done my shit. I've done my, like, had my smoothie. I've done my workout, had my smoothie, had my shower, cold shower, had a shit, I'm ready. Like, and then that puts me in a mind frame, and I don't feel like it's done until I've had the cold shower, because that's the real punishment at the end. But I don't even feel like a cold shower is a punishment anymore. It's like, right, I feel alive. I feel ready. You know, I don't like a hot shower anymore. I can't deal with it. But and like that's a Wim Hof thing, you know. I do my breathing before that in the morning, so I'm like, I do pranayama and stuff like that. So I put my mind and my breath and get everything ready, and then I know I could work for 4 hours after that, and that would be like 10 hours without doing that. If I haven't set myself up right in the morning, you're just like, you can have them days where you're just spaced. Oh, I don't feel the motor.
What you gotta do.
Yeah, and you're like, you write a list,
gets overwhelmed.
and then you look at the end of the day and you've done 2 things on the list because you're not regimented from the start. And they always say the first 10 minutes when you wake up, that's when you got to put yourself into the goal for the day, in a sense, where you're gonna go. If you're the person that flicks on the phone straight away, and then you start looking at what everyone else is doing, everything else, you're gonna have a day that ain't gonna be worth it. Or if you put on negative news at the first 10 minutes you wake up, you're just gonna put yourself in a mind frame that isn't switched on from the beginning.
Facts.
Facts.
Couldn't have said it better. Like, entering the space of when you wake up and you're feeling into your day, it's so fucking important to see where your like inspiration comes from.
Yeah.
Because your inspiration is like, it's you. It's not like, oh, I saw this and then it literally triggered you to do that.
Yeah.
Some days you just need to wake up, focus, get into your breakfast, get into your your looking at a piece of art or whatever, like look at pieces of paper, like look at books, look at physical things that come from nature and whatever, like a book comes from nature, guys.
As soon as you go digital 2D, like
convenience will lead you into a short cycle. You want a long spiral where you can just get into
I find picking up a book,
convenience will kill you, fam.
Picking up for a book, because that is lazy entertainment. Like,
it satisfy your soul. That's what I mean by kill you. Like,
for me, if it's a movie thing, like if it's a movie night with a chick or whatever, then it's like, right, for me, it can't be let's watch fucking one series in a day, lay there all day. I need to make a thing of it, right? And in here, behind this lot, we got a TV, we got the setup, we got the PlayStation, we got the shit coming. But for me, it needs to be that. It needs to be like, I'm setting this up for something, and then I'm gonna absorb that, and I'm gonna take that as something. But it can't be a go home, eat food, watch TV, do that every day, because
like
you're desensitizing yourself.
Situations, sort of like you need to create the stage and then place maybe one of those things that inspire you in front of you, and then everything else reduces from that. So man, like it's vital to get up, to get into these modes, to get into your routine, to get into your sadhana, look at where you're at,
and you can flow from there, really. Like,
what do I need? And you can
get
flow
up a
from
couple
there,
of hours
really.
earlier, go to bed earlier,
get up a couple of hours earlier, go to bed earlier, say no a lot more.
To people that are gonna say,
give your time,
to
people that are gonna say, you know what, instead of being like, oh, how can I get involved? Do you know what I mean? Like, we can get involved in people's missions and we can help them out, but best thing to do is just share a beer with a friend, have a chat, have some crisps sometimes in the chat, and tell your friends you love them.
Thanks for filling in there.
That's right, man. You can just waffle for a long time. But at the end of the day, it's 11:49 and or 59.
So for the listeners, I usually have one other person here, and I'm having to get up to just switch the cameras on. You know, I'm gonna keep it level. Like this is the level we're at. I haven't got 1,500 quid cameras, 3 of them. I've got the £400 ones, and they work fantastic. But I just need another wingman to do this. But yeah, I find with TV and things like that, you can go into a spiral of desensitization. If there's too much of it all the time,
you get too into the box. You forget who's next to you, sharing that moment with you, and how significant like these.
I'm a bit of a talker for a film.
Yeah, these things actually are like subjectively. It's like, oh, that's there. That's what we're all saying. We're like, oh yeah, that's there. That look at that. Like it's outside, but like if we actually turn around and be like,
what type of
on it, like
what type of films are you into then?
I like a thriller, I like a comedy, I like a horror. On my own, I like to watch kind of mind-bending sort of films.
Yeah, me too.
So I can like
get lost in that.
Yeah,
and then you're like,
just experience.
So like top 5
as far out of space of like film, because people can go like, oh yeah, I'm gonna give you this format, and you can see formats come again and again in films, and you're like, oh, I'm over that.
Well, that's
But
the
then
Marvel
mine-
trick. That's the let's make like we've done Spider-Man once, but do you reckon we'll get away with it if we do it 10 times and we'll just play the same shit again and again and again?
I feel you.
And then we'll put like little bits of truth, little bits of lies, little bits of this, little bits of everything else.
Yeah, let's string it out.
So top 5 movies.
Yeah. A Cloud Atlas.
Really? See, I need to rewatch that because I don't think I was ready for that. Because that's a
watch
myth.
it tonight.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that.
It's like 3.5 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, we got that.
I'll probably say Life with Martin Lawrence and Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
Then Nutty Professor, because it reminds me of my brother.
Yeah.
Just like good jokes and good times.
Sci-fi.
Then we're gonna go sci-fi.
Yeah.
Alright.
I knew you'd have to go there.
Alright, we'll go Annihilation. We'll go.
He's one of my favourite directors. He's also 28 Days Later, isn't it?
Us.
21. There was 28 Days Later as well, but
Yeah.
it's 21 Days Later, the first one, wasn't it? Was it 28?
Might have been. It's all numbers, isn't it? This is what I mean.
And
like,
it's just numbers. It's just a number.
yeah, it's like the subject matter at hand is the fact that we shared this, like, oh, you saw that as well. Like we both shared this vision that somebody else had that they produced for us.
Yeah.
And we like saw beyond that into some sort of like deeper context.
Yeah, of course.
And we withdrew that within our everyday lives, and then every now and again we're like, oh, you see that film?
Yeah.
And then that opens back up to the visions of all the film,
Of what you're doing,
the
yeah,
different
yeah.
parts of it we saw, and that like films are really, really activating.
Yeah.
But like, sci-fi. So we go Annihilation. That film's mad, just because it takes the whole idea of everything we know as like blocked off as this is nature, this is animals, these are humans, this is that.
Yeah.
It blends everything, and you can't really contextualize that at all.
No,
It just
because
comes through
it's a different organism coming into this ecosystem.
Yeah,
That
it's fresh.
that shows a complete mutation of everything in the essence of what that organism is, right? And it's not physical. It's in the air. It's something they walk into and that surrounds that
It's like
area. But it's also, when I said to you
it's
earlier,
like
we were
proof
talking
that
about,
something's like hijacked
of course,
the system in the sense of like what we all run on, and it's just started to
and
go.
it's
Okay,
just
cool.
changed. We're going to change it like this. The weirdest moment in that fucking film is the bear. The bear consumes the woman, and then comes back and goes into the room where they're sitting tied up because the other one's losing the plot. And this isn't a massive giveaway if you haven't seen the film.
Yeah, well, basically,
it comes
there's
into the room.
gnarly,
No,
it yam you up, and then it'll start going.
No, it's talking. It's
We'll
talking.
do the voice. Don't do spooky stuff. Do not. This is why I like horror films as well, because it gets me going.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Horror,
like,
though,
it's out there.
For
It's out
me,
there.
so that's 4 actually. You done 4. You got one more.
All right.
Got to do top 5 when someone says top 5. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? You gotta
Princess
bring it in.
Mononoke.
I haven't seen that. The Disney
Or
version.
A Scanner Darkly.
What's a Scanner Darkly?
That one's got Robert Downey Jr. and it's an illustrated film.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty powerful. It's just about like the government and how they're supposedly like coming up with this new drug and they're planting it within like the communities or whatever, and this one guy's like a supplier of it.
Yeah.
But every time he takes a drug, there's like this dissociative sense to it. And the whole film's like, it looks like it's drawn. And it's got Keanu Reeves in it and that.
Yeah,
This guy,
sick.
there's like one giveaway I'll say in it. This guy's like taking the drug, and when he stops taking it,
he starts to like hallucinate.
Yeah.
And that's like the whole part about it. So you just keep taking these fucking things because hallucinations are weird.
Yeah.
Like you'll see like bugs on you, and you'll be like washing.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Bugs everywhere and shit. And
I
it's
think
like that's like a theme throughout the whole thing.
Film,
it's like a guy that's like addicted to it, and he's just like, I need to just keep taking it. And then there's another guy that's just like a supplier, and there's another guy that, like leisurely takes it and kind of like pushes the boundaries and like writes up about it and tries like making cocaine in the freezer with like aerosol and shit. It's like really, really far out. And they all live in the same house.
I need to watch this. This seems cool.
And then one of them works for the supplier works for the government. And has to put on this like suit that disguises his image and shit. Yeah, it's gnarly. It's actually gnarly.
Mad.
Yeah, and he comes home and he's just like, pops a bean, and he's just like.
I feel like my brothers are watching anime at the minute. I feel I need to go for an anime phase again.
Princess Mononoke, that was my fifth one.
Yeah.
That is an absolute timeless classic. That, I think I was
like
about
Spirited
8 when
Away.
I saw that.
That kind of shit, like, and then I like other things like Tron. Have you seen fucking Tron?
Tron is relentless.
It's
Love
sick,
that.
man. It's such
New
a
one
sick
as well.
film. Yeah. The old
with all
one,
the lights and that.
the old one's cool, but like you weren't ready, man. You jumped ship, right? And it's like Avatar, right?
Oh wow.
15 fucking years, man. Like he knew the tech. Like he looked at Christopher Lucas, right? And he's like, yeah, the first ones he done the last ones first because he knew the tech was going to be in a different frame later on to do the last ones. But it's like Disney's come swooped in, bought your shit, changed your shit, and now you've like thrown up over it, and you're like, what is going on? And then you've got Avatar where he's just waited like 15 years doing this whole thing, and then CGI is coming just at the right moment. The whole film is set in that, it's green room, green screen everywhere. The Matrix set the tone at the same time, and then it's just blown people's fucking heads off. But
apparently new Matrix dropping soon.
Yeah, the new Matrix, it's a sequel as well. Yeah. And Keanu Reeves, and I don't know the name of the actress, but Trinity, she's in it.
That's another film. Let's go another film.
Matrix is... I would say Matrix is the one.
Animatrix.
Oh, I haven't seen this.
The Animatrix will... If you watch The Matrix and you got any sort of like perspective from any sort of way come towards you, or any sort of shift, go and watch The Animatrix, and that will allow you to just like have it in smaller bits and see the like... the possibilities of if the Matrix was underrun, worked well with all of these. It basically takes you to the centre of it.
The core.
It takes you to the hard drive. It just basically spins you out this way, spins you out that way, spins you out that way. You can go back into your body, you can
go back out your body.
This is the potential with the machines take over and where they're at, and
because with
these are the sorts of films I love.
I'm very sci-fi based. With horror, if it's like Texas Chainsaw Massacre and shit like that,
all of that stuff. No,
I'm not really
that stuff.
The thriller is worse for me. A thriller I find is not visual gore, because visual gore doesn't really bother me too much. It's when it's the unknown.
So they put a motherfucker in a tank and they got a blindfold on and shit, and that's when I'm like, yo, like, how you getting out of that?
Like, are you tripping?
Bro,
what are you feeling?
That's next level.
But then I think like I was terrified of Signs. You ever seen Signs with Mel Gibson? And it's like, it's an alien invasion, right? And it's with...
What, and he's just like,
Phoenix, Jaquan, is it Jaquan?
It's the end. Is that the sort of like theme of it? It's just like, it's the end.
No, so Mel Gibson plays a priest and his wife dies in a car crash, and there's different flashbacks between that through the film, and they live in a very crop environment based urban part of America, and it's to I think it's his brother maybe, or it's his wife's brother, and that's Phoenix, the actor, Jaquan Phoenix I think his name is.
No, God.
Yeah, anyway. Mel gives them 2 kids, and you don't see the aliens really at all. You don't see them at all.
I know of Mel. So Mel's going at it. Has he got any guns, any swords?
No. So like they just barricade up the house.
Has he got some Bolt's outfit or something?
No, like they
steez.
No, he's no Mad Max in this. He's a fucking
Mel.
priest, bruv.
He's Mel the priest going at it, the aliens.
But they
so you got a priest going at it with the aliens?
No, so it doesn't go like that. Like, but there's this one part in the film, right, where it's a VHS camera situation, and they basically, show loads of kids at a party, and then the kids are going, "Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god," and then this alien just walks past, and I remember seeing it in the cinema, and it just sat with me fucking ages, like, oh my god. But it was the fact that if it's like Alien and there's Predator and they're jumping around doing shit all the time, that doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's like standard, like...
Well, it's like that. It's when you...
We've all been to school.
Yeah.
Aliens and Predators jumping about all the time. Fucking stinks. Like, this is the thing, man. Like, you go to school and you chat about all these like gnarly films you've seen with your mates, and they're fucking extreme. Like Alien vs Predator. When did you see that?
Years ago.
Exactly, mate.
Yeah.
Too young.
Yeah.
But like, there's a difference between like a brother with a gun and doing all of this madness, and then like a fucking extraterrestrial being having laser battles with an alien that's got dreadlocks. Like,
yeah.
like, that's just far out and almost right on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, like, we vibe off that sort of stuff, but like Mel Gibson.
I really like Prometheus though.
Prometheus is different.
Prometheus,
apparently, that one.
Everyone's gonna pick up on my dyslexia. I can't read.
No.
I have all different words for what they're spelled like. That's what dyslexia is. Yeah, look. Just because you say it's like that doesn't mean I'm gonna read it like that.
There's rules, so it's fine, man.
No, I don't give a fuck. Like, that's how I interpret what I'm seeing. Like, my dad's the same. Is that a Lamborghini? No,
Really?
Dad, it's a Lamborghini.
Bless him.
But it's still the same fucking car to both of us.
Yeah. Don't mean to be old school, but yeah. My son's a beach.
Yeah.
Got what I mean?
But yeah, Prometheus was dope. Like, because it's man to find mankind. It's the created to find the creator. And that's the evidential search for a lot of people, like, why am I here? It's the biggest question. And I find with that film it was delegated.
What, in the shed?
In the shed?
Yeah, because you can bring it in a little bit and you can be like, ooh.
Well, this is a question in the shed. Why am I here? Well, I built it and now I sit in it. And now I have conversations in it.
There we are.
But it was dope. I thought it was dope. Like, I like the way that they've done it. I think if you're really going to do a film like that right, it has to be based on the technology.
Word.
It has to be based on that. We are living in a world right now where the technology is not quite what it was before. Many, many years ago, when you really look at it. So I think with Prometheus, it demonstrates that in a way.
Morpheus.
Give me the fucking tablet, Joe. Oh, video
You boys
coming
want to have a
soon.
good night.
I'm going to trip with you right now. Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, Prometheus is a trip, bro. See?
It was.
I'm leaning in.
Yeah.
Prometheus.
These chairs will do that.
That's cool, man. No, I'm helping.
Mm-hmm.
Prometheus.
I know.
Okay, so.
I'm with you on the spelling tactics right
Do you reckon
now.
it's better? What brings to mind when I say Prometheus?
Matrix.
Get out of the box.
I'm stuck in the box.
It's a great film. Brilliant cast. Don't know any of their names.
No, we neither.
Whatever planet they filmed it on, wicked. Would love to get an Airbnb one day. Yeah, mate. Prometheus apparently was supposed to be before Alien.
Yeah.
So it's like
well, because that's where it started. It was, you know, the actual story is completely aligned with Mary, Christ, everything like that, which is crazy. But Ridley Scott based it upon that. But it did.
What?
Yeah, like apparently that's what it was. You know, the way, like, not that is whether you believe it is a real story or not. The actual reincarnation and everything else of, you know.
Oh yeah, something coming through and connecting
with something else, a superior being born through a woman. You know what I mean?
The myth to connect the.
Yes, you know what I mean. So it's like what? I was like, yeah, this kind of makes sense, but doesn't make sense at all. But the one thing I found was those dudes were hench though. They were some scary dudes, man.
Oh, going out in space.
Yeah. They're not gonna be tiny, yo.
You need another lift, bro.
Yeah.
Literally planet hopping.
Yeah.
Gnarly. All the Watchmen as well. When you got the blue dude that comes through and makes that clock.
Mr. Yeah. He can just take matter and take it into his own hands.
You got the guy with the cap on. With like the face mask on,
where he's like, you're not.
He's got the different.
You don't get it.
And that.
You're not. I'm not in here with you. You're in here with me.
Running shit in town.
You've
got a lot that flying in the out. They're coming through with all the.
I like the Watchmen because it created Deadpool. It took the comic Marvel situation to what it should be. You know what I mean? Rather than making it PG and making it safe, they would like. Look, these guys are alcoholics. These guys are fucking got their own troubles. These guys are this. Like, we're gonna put them in. And the Watchmen was such a.
It gave it that bass note straight from the start. Let's go.
Oh my god, it's a comic film, but there's real murder. Like,
it's raw. Sin City as well.
Yeah, Sin City was good, but I found the black and white situation. It was good, but it just didn't hit home for me.
But it's comic though.
Yeah, I know.
That was the thing. Like, I've got.
It was good. I just
Fight Club too. I got a comic of it.
Yeah. Bad.
Incredible. No, incredible.
Yeah.
Like,
I was meaning bad and good, like old time slang.
Wicked. Wicked.
It was bad, man.
So wicked. It was bad.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. Backward language and how it works.
It's Lixdexia.
Yeah.
Lixdexia.
Yeah, mate. No, good. I think we can wrap it up now.
Do you reckon?
I think we've said so much, and I don't wanna.
Hey, all of you lot, let's fucking download my music.
Yeah.
Because
where do they download it?
Because it's nice to listen to things that are new and download stuff.
Yeah. To be fair, just to hit on that topic, the music situation, we delved into it and jumped away.
Yeah.
But how I think you're definitely the best DJ I've had at fucking Dirty Rich. Like as not a shop DJ.
There's only like 5 of them.
But over the years. But I've never actually looked at like, let's employ a DJ. It's always like, what can you do a few tracks? Yeah, cool. I can do that.
Just came through and go on.
Nah, but I walked in the shop and it's like, I'm like, what the fuck? You're just like, what? They're playing the maddest tracks.
Yeah. No, I respect it, man. Thank you for having me for that time.
No, of course.
NASA's a movie, man.
Yeah.
I got a twist up on the first night, the second night, the third night, and the fourth night, but all day times were good. And that time we were getting it bumping and twisting, which was nice, man. Because like we'd been through working, Tommy Hilfiger, and then we were like, yo, like it's a good time to connect and to see you as well in your zone, man. Like outside of like. Modeling's just a thing that you enjoy doing, and you
Wembley Arena. Yeah.
And then, man, to see you in the shop and what you do, man, and vibing.
Yeah. Like I honestly vibed with you that day
stuff,
anyway.
Man.
Yeah. Hopefully hopefully more conversations and more chats will come from this, so we can move into different levels of life, yo. And understand higher topics.
Always indeed.
And movies. Prometheus.
This is it. It's all about the origin story.
Yes.
Yeah, music. Got a guy called Tim Mallard. He's in Sussex at the moment.
Yeah.
That's my uncle. That's my guru. That's my G.
Yeah.
That's my jungle G.
Yeah.
Then we've got Zeb out in North London. Big up from Deepheads. That's been a long time build up. Been listening to their catalogue for a while, and then I just messaged him, and all of a sudden, boom, he was just like, yeah, sure, send me some music, and from there he saw the potential, and he's been mentoring me. It's the same with Tim. Like, just met two really good guys at the right point. As I was trying to make this transition between cooking to music as more of like a fundamental day-to-day job.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, even like meeting Trim, that's like one of my favourite MCs ever. My favourite wordplay artist, vocalist, like. And I was just like, you know what, I need to message this guy. Messaged him after 15 years. He was in Roll Deep. Big crew.
When I'm here. Roll Deep when I'm here. Yeah, I used to like Roll Deep, man.
Really?
Yeah.
So, went Woolworths one day when I was like, I don't know, like 8 or something, 8 or 9. Mum was just like, oh yeah. And I was like, how can we get this? And she saw the graffiti and all the thing on it. She was like, oh, this looks alright. Whatever. Pass it through. They're listening to it, chilling. All of a sudden.
We'll roll on this, don't worry. Hold up.
So we're coming through with the Roll Deep tune, listening to it on the laptop, busting the CD.
Yeah.
It's emotional. Wicked tunes. But then I clocked that over the years, Trim was just this one guy that sung out for me throughout the whole crew. And then I messaged him about this. Like, I'd listened to the tune so long ago, and it always inspired me to like do like wordplay and whatever. And just like spray some bars, spit, whatever you want to call it. Just have fun with like how you express yourself and your vocabulary and stuff, like how you build on like your thoughts and expressing and getting them out.
Yeah.
So I explained this to him, and he was just like, yo, send me some music, man, like, let's see where we're at. And then sent him like 5 tunes, and all of a sudden, boom.
Yeah.
He was just like, here's a tune. It wasn't the one tune that he said that he had made to like, for this, but I'm sure you enjoy it, and it's called Laces, and it, mate.
It banged.
Yeah, it just kind of like brought in how like the journey is coming together.
Yeah.
Like having these 3 people support me, and then also meeting my brother Leo. He sent me a candle, like most heartfelt thing. Just like speaking to Trim, and then Leo was just like, yo, the music's wicked. Like, I do scents and stuff and candles, and I want to do some events.
Yeah.
Let's keep in touch. Like, I'll send you one of the products. He sent me a candle, bless him. Like, wicked, man. So that's kept me company in the studio.
Everyone loves a candle, man.
Yeah, trust me. Alright.
I'll be making some soon, man.
Products coming soon. Hold type Lizzie.
Yeah. Right, this fucking, we jumped on this pod so quick, you're like, yeah, you want to do it today? I'm like, yeah, cool, but this camera is still fucked with the battery.
I started asking rude questions, mate.
Huh?
Started asking rude questions.
Yeah. So yeah, but
I'll leave that for the outtakes.
What?
The rude questions, mate.
I never had rude questions.
No, I had a rude question earlier for you.
Oh, what was it? Alright.
It's about your left-handed horse, mate.
Oh yeah, he's fucked. But yeah, so we got one mic. So yeah, I don't know how this is gonna sound. So if it sounds,
this thing here.
If it sounds bad, Miss Hardy.
What is it? That one?
Yeah.
Alright.
So yeah, let's.
What's that?
This is going on.
Phenomenon, 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 one.